Hello everyone, you're welcome to a new tutorial. My name is Lillian. If this is the first time you are seeing this channel, so feel free and click on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that each time I post a new video, you will not be missing out. And to my old subscriber, you are welcome back. So let's go into the making of this dress. I used a lace material 1.5 yard, a lining 1 yard, 1 yard of satin doll face, and 15 yards of net. So I have a basic bodice with me here. I have countless number of videos where I drafted out this basic bodice. Kindly check on my channel, you will find how to do this. So I have a basic bodice of a 3-year-old child, and the length is 9.5 plus half an inch sewing allowance, and I've already marked out 2 inches neckline, and I'll be cutting my front and the back. So I just came down by 2 inches from the shoulder point. 2 inches. I want this dress to be off by 2 inches, and from that place again I am coming down by 1 inch. I want to have a sweetheart neckline, so I'll input 2 inches on the horizontal line and 1 inch on the vertical line, so as to connect the sweetheart neckline. You can as well do half an inch or 0.75. It depends on how deep you want your sweetheart neckline to come down with. So I'm coming back. I later actually came down with 0.75 from the way I placed my curve. I did not reach the 1.1 inch point I marked earlier. So I connected it to the 2 inches on the neck width, and I will take, this is my 2 inches, then the next one is 1 inch for my strap, and I'll be left with 1 inch. My measurement, I'll be left with 1 inch. This is my strap, 1 inch, then the remaining one is 1 inch. I will take half an inch for my joining allowance, and I'll be left with half an inch. You can decide to trim it off or leave it this way. So I will leave mine this way and have my design as this. So I'll cut this out, and this is my front and back pattern. I'll use it to cut on my doll face material. I'll cut the back pattern first, then for the front I'll fold in the zipper allowance and fold in the sweetheart neckline and cut. So after cutting, this is what I have for it. I folded the zipper allowance and the sweetheart line. My front is this and my back. So because I cut it all them together, I was not able to trim off my half an inch for my zipper area. So I will just do it now. From the zipper area I came up by half an inch, and I will join it to the side seam. This is highly optional, like I always say, but if you want your zip to relax very well, or the back line to relax, you trim off by half an inch. So I have my lining and my doll face cut out, both for my front and back pattern. And when I open up, I have this 2 pieces for the back and 1 piece for the front part, both for the lining and the satin. So after doing this, I have another satin fabric cut out, a length of 5 inches and width of the front pattern. I have 14 inches here, 4 inches length, and the width of your front pattern, 4 inches length and the width of your front pattern. So when I fold into 2, it will be 2 inches length. I'll place it on my front pattern like this, and I'll stitch it down. Or you can as well add your belt. If you are using a belt, add it to the side, 1 to each side, and I'll stitch down. And to the second part, I will repeat the same thing. But if you are not using belt, you omit this part. You will just stitch the down part of it. Mind you, you are not stitching the upper part of it. For my strap, I've cut out 2 pieces, 6 inches by 3 inches. This is for my strap. So I'll fold it into 2 and sew it and turn them out. So after doing that, this is what I have, and I will bring my front part on the main fabric, not the lining. I will measure out that 1 inch allowance that I had earlier, and I'll pin it down. As you can see, I have allowance on that end, and from the other part as well, I'll measure out my 1 inch and I'll pin down, and I'll stitch the both of them down. So I'll stitch them down, and after that I'll bring my back part and pin it down to 1 inch away from the edge, 1 inch away, then the other side 1 inch away too. So when I'm done tacking down, I'll pick up the front lining and I'll match it with the front door face. So I'll close this up this way. I'll match lining to the main fabric. Then after the neckline, after closing up the neckline, I will push the strap inside and close up the armhole. I will repeat the same thing for the second armhole. Then for the back, I will pick the back as well, place it right side facing to each other, the lining and the door face, and I will sew on the neckline. Then I will push the strap in to allow me sew on the armhole. And I will repeat the same thing for the other side of the back pattern. So after sewing that, I ironed it down, and this is what I have. So this is my front part and the back part, as you can see. So on the down part, I'm going to attach the applique that I'm using. I've cut it out, and I'll just place it there and tack it down. So I just pin it away. I will move away from the seam allowance that I'll be using to join my skirt. You can tack it or use your gun, but I'll be tacking mine. So when I measure from my back to my front, what I have is 20 inches. 20 inches is what I have from my back to my front. You place it very well and measure. Then I have a piece of fabric cut out. The length is 10 inches and the width is 22 inches. I added 2 inches to my initial measurement just to be on a safer side. After sewing, I'll trim it off. So I'll close it up and stitch on both sides. And after doing that, I iron that, making sure that the seam line is at the middle. So, and now I've trimmed off. If I measure, it will be 20 inches. So I've trimmed off the 2 inches that I added earlier. So I'll make my pleats from the down part. I'll make my pleats about 0.75. Then on the other part too, I'll make my pleats. So after sewing this thing, I have 4.5 inches because it was 10 inches when it wasn't on fold. Then on fold is 5 inches. I use half inch to sew it and turn it out. Then it's now to 4.5 inches. So if you want a bigger strap, you can make it 12 inches so that when you finish sewing, it will be 5.5 inches. So I'll stitch that down and I'll repeat the same thing to the second one. So when I measure the down part, I'm having about 1.75 there. You can make it smaller, about 1.5, or bigger, about 2 inches. So you bring your upper bodice here and you position it well and place this on the, you either come out 1 inch. Me, I came out from the center point. You can actually put the two of them at your center front, the middle part, so that they will overlap at the part and you put your trimmings. But I came out from the middle by about 1 inch or 1.5. I came out so that mine will not overlap at the front middle part. So I open up the down part of the place I've made my stitches, then I pass it through. So from the back part, I removed my zipper allowance and I came in by 1.5. So I'll place it and I'll pin it down. So for the front, you notice that I put it through the band, inside the band. So I'll go and stitch it. And on my strap, I will tack it down. You tack it down from the inside in such a way that it will not show at the outside. So just tack it down, pick from one layer of the strap and tack to the one under. So I'll repeat the same thing for the second sleeve. And after doing all those things, this is what I have. You can see from my front part, it went through the band. It's not showing outside, but you can decide. I don't think it shouldn't show outside so that the band will cover it. So make sure you tack your strap to this sleeve we are now having. This is now serving as my sleeve and it's ready to be attached. It to be joined. So I'll pick up one side and match lining to lining and fabric to fabric this time around, just to close it and have the inside neatly finished. So I left 1 inch seaming allowance while I was drafting. So I will close it up with 1 inch. I will repeat the same thing to the second part. So this is what I have after closing the side and ironed it down, and it now looks neat. I ironed the inside as well, the same line. I ironed it open and I pinned my straps to the sleeve now, just to show you. You can see now it did not show at the upper part. So it's ready to be attached to my skirt part. For my skirt part, I have my lining. I want to cut out a half circle. I folded this lining the way we normally cut a half circle, and I'll take my waist radius and mark it across. The next thing is to take the length of the skirt I'm working with, the down part. Meanwhile, the full length of this gown I'm working with is 30 inches. So when I take away 9.5 inches for the upper part, the remaining one will be for my skirt part. I'll cut through those 2 lines and I will use it to, this is my lining, and I will use this to cut out my doll face, which will serve as my main fabric. I will hem the down part, ½ inch in, then another ½ inch, just that my doll face will be longer by 2 inches. My doll face will be longer by 2 inches. So for my net, I have 15 yards of net here, and I folded it in such a way that I can cut it out conveniently. And I've marked my length, and I was able to get 18.5 into 3 places. So I will trim this off. 18.5 into 3 places. That means the yardage of fabric I use for this will now be 45 inches because it's 15 inches by 3 piece. That is 45 inches. I will pick up each of them and gather it. I'll take to my machine and gather it at the waist area and join the 3 of them together. So for my lace material, my measurement here is 22 inches, 3 inches or 2 inches longer than my net fabric. So I will take to my sewing machine again and gather, and I have 1.5 inches that I've joined together at both sides here. So after gathering my net, the 3 of them, this is what I have, and I'll pick the 3 of them and pin them, take to my sewing machine to stitch the 3 of them together. After stitching down, I will bring my satin fabric, the shiny side, not the dull side. I'll place the shiny side on top of it and I'll stitch down. I'll pin them down. I'll pin the 4 of them down. I'm just showing you how I'll be doing it because I will not be taking my camera to my sewing machine. So I'll stitch it down. And after gathering this one again, I'll flip over to the other side that there is no doll face, and I'll attach it to it and stitch them down. I'll gather this to the exact waist. These gathers are the exact waist measurement. I gather to the exact waist measurement, so as I'm matching them together, they will rhyme with my upper part. So after doing that, I would pick my upper bodice and attach to this. I'm doing all this because this video is becoming lengthy, and some of you do not like watching lengthy videos. So to my lining, I will attach my lining to my lining part, and I'll face my zipper, and the dress will be ready. So I will show you what it looks like after fixing everything. So this is my front part, already looking beautiful. My back part neatly fixed, and the zipper came out so well. And if I turn the inside, I'll have this. See, the inseam finishing is so nice. I hemmed the down part of the lining and the door facing my zipper, and my sleeve, I tacked it with a pin. I'll still tack with a needle and thread actually. So this is what I came up with. Please just give me a thumbs up at this point if you think I tried, and thank you for watching up to this point. See you in my next videos. Bye.